Hey guys, Dave, Toothless Trader. I don't know, this is a weird video. Well, it's gonna be. Well, not really. I'm gonna read some stuff out of this book. The biggest bathroom reader ever. I found some funny things in here I thought I'd share with you because, well, it's funny. Now, this here, well, the answers are on page 60. But this is about politically correct quiz. As we pointed out in the last bathroom reader, political correctness isn't as bad as it's made out to be. After all, there's nothing wrong with people becoming more sensitive to people's feelings. On the other hand, people can get pretty outrageous with their ideas of what's appropriate. Here are 7 real-life examples of politically correct or incorrect behavior. Now, this is a bathroom reader book, but this makes sense. Number 1. In 1997, the Beetle Bailey comic strip moved toward political correctness when cartoonist Mort Walker wrote a story in which A, if you know Beetle Bailey, Cookie was the cook, obviously. Cookie began offering vegetarian meals. B, Sarge apologized for calling Beetle dehumanizing names. And C, after taking sensitivity training, General Half-Track admitted to being sexist. So, A, B, or C? It's in the back of the book here. The answers. I'm not going to do all of these, but anyway, it's C. After taking sensitivity training, General Half-Track admitted to being sexist. Now, alright. In 1993, Hempstead, Texas school officials banned pregnant girls from their high school's 16-member cheerleading squad. Then they rescinded the rule because A, they would have been illegally discriminating against the 4 pregnant cheerleaders on the squad. B, an angry cheerleader threatened to sue them for not providing birth control. Why am I reading this? Church groups picketed the school, protesting the implication that cheerleading causes pregnancy. So, let's see what that is. Each informed the school board that the move was illegal and would probably threaten their federal funding. Yeah. The board decided to deal with it on a case-by-case basis. What we at BRI are curious about is this. If 25% of your cheerleaders are pregnant, doesn't that suggest some lack of sex education? Well, that's true. Again, it's a humorous thing. What's this one? Hurry up and pay? No. This is a funny one. Loony laws. Let me get a drink here. Got a tooth I gotta have fixed, so I gotta use a straw. cold stuff kills really bad. Alright, these are loony laws. Believe it or not, these laws are real. Now this book I'm reading from is probably 30 years old. I did look up this first one I'm going to read, and it is true. It is still on the internet about this one. And it's in Kentucky. It's against the law to throw eggs at a public speaker. That is still on the books because I looked it up. That's hilarious, actually. I mean, you can't do that to anybody, really. Here's a funny one. In Shawnee, Oklahoma. Again, they're supposedly real. It's illegal for 3 or more dogs to meet on private property without the consent of the owner. Yeah. Okie dokie. In Hartford, Connecticut, transporting a cadaver by taxi is punishable by a $5 fine. I find that one a little rough, huh? In Michigan, it's illegal for a woman to cut her own hair without her husband's permission. Let me read that again. In Michigan, it's illegal for a woman to cut her own hair without her husband's permission. I mean, that's the Stone Age right there. Okay, Forgan, Oklahoma. You can ride your bike on main streets in Forgan, Oklahoma, but it's against the law to ride it backwards. Alright. Okay, I guess, right? If you tie an elephant to a parking meter in Orlando, Florida, you have to feel the meter just as if the elephant were a car. Oh, feed the meter. You know, these are loony. California law forbids sleeping in the kitchen but allows cooking in the bedroom. Yeah. It's a felony in Montana for a wife to open a telegram addressed to the husband, but it's not a crime for the husband to open up a telegram addressed to the wife. There's that Stone Age crap again. You can gargle in Louisiana if you want to, but it's against the law to do it in public. Is this true? I don't know. In Maryland, it's against the law. Alright, this is a weird one. For grandchildren to marry their grandparents. Yeah. I think I'm going to read that one again. In Maryland, it's against the law for grandchildren to marry their grandparents. Yeah. Yep, that would fall under that incest law anyway, wouldn't it? All across the United States. Come on now, man. Oh, I got screen blur. It's against the law to anchor your boat to the train tracks in Jefferson City, Missouri. Alright. As I read this, I had a vision of a train bridge going over and people, throwing a hook and hooking their boats on this thing, and yeah. Alright, I mean, some of this is ridiculous. But I'm still reading it. in Columbus, Montana, it's a misdemeanor to pass the mayor on the street without tipping your hat. That's medieval. It's illegal to throw an onion in Princeton, Texas. What if you throw it out? Then you get in trouble? Kentucky law requires that every person in the state take a bath at least once a year. Oh, come on now. It's against the law to pawn your wooden leg in Delaware. Pawn your wooden leg. That's a good one. Ah, that's hilarious. Oh, what is this? Oh, dumb crooks. How about, well, the top 10 hits of the year, 1948 to 1987. I mean, in 1984, number 1, When Doves Cry, Prince. What's Love Got to Do with It? Tina Turner's number 2. Against All Odds, Take a Look at Me Now, Phil Collins. Footloose 4, Kenny Loggins. Say, Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. Jump, Van Halen. Owner of a Lonely Heart, Yes. Hello, Lionel Richie. Ghostbusters, Ray Parker Jr., Karma Chameleon, Culture Club. These are top hits, yeah, but this ain't in like the heavy metal category because there's only like 3 metal bands in here. Alright, oh, I got an itch. 1985, Careless Whisper by Wham. Like a Virgin, Madonna. Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, Wham. Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Tears for Fears, I Feel You, Chaka Khan. Money for Nothing, Dire Straits. We all love that song. I Want to Know What Love Is, Foreigner. Out of Touch, Daryl Hall and John Oates. Can't Read, Crazy for You, Madonna. Take on Me, Aha. Aha. 1986, number 1. This BRI's top 10 of the year list. Back then, this like I told you, this book's pretty old. But that doesn't mean the crap in here is not funny. But this is actually fact. So, 86, number 1. That's What Friends Are For. Dion and Friends. Say You, Say Me, Lionel Richie. That's a good song. On My Own, Patti LaBelle and Michael McDonald. Yep, absolutely. I Miss You, Climax, Broken Wings, Mr. How Will I Know, Whitney Houston. Too Bad, great singer. Party All the Time, Eddie Murphy. Carrie, Mr. Burning Heart, Survivor. Addicted to Love, Robert Palmer. We all love that song too. Don't worry, there's only 10 more. Let me get something to drink here. You gotta have good Coca-Cola. Well, I should say you gotta have good Coke. 1987, Walk Like an Egyptian, Bangles, number 1. Alone by Heart, Shake You Down, Greg Abbott. I Want to Dance with Somebody, Whitney Houston. Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, Starship, C'est La Vie, Robbie Neville, The Way It Is, Bruce Hornsby and the Range. Here we go. Here I Go Again, Whitesnake. And Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. And Shakedown from Beverly Hills Cop 2, Bob Seger. Bob Seger. That was 40 or 10 of 4 years of top 10 hits. Hurry up and pay. I don't get that. More proof that crime doesn't pay. MacArthur Wheeler, 46. Well, this is called How Did You Know? From this book here. MacArthur Wheeler, 46, was sentenced to 24 years in prison in Pittsburgh last month. Again, this book's year is old. A conviction made possible by clear photography from the bank surveillance camera. Wheeler and his partner did not wear masks, and in fact, were not concerned about the camera at all, because they had rubbed lemon juice all over their faces beforehand, believing the substance would blur their on-camera images. Yep, Medford, Oregon Mail Tribune, February 22nd, 1996. Yes, I remember 96. No, actually, some of it I don't. Well, that's weird. Book 'em, Buffalo. Book 'em, Buffalo, Oklahoma. The only explanation people have is that the two teenagers must have gotten the bank mixed up with the library. It's the first attempted library robbery I ever heard of. Policeman Ray Dawson said Thursday. Dawson said the teenagers held out an empty pillowcase and told the library attendant, "Put it in." Really? Oh, okay. Put what in? The attendant asked. The money. Put it in and nobody'll get hurt, the youth demanded. The attendant, who said there was less than $1 in the collection box, the library finds in his petty cash box, ran out the door and escaped. The teenagers were arrested hours later in Garden City, Kansas. That's the United Press International, 1975. I guess these are real. Right on schedule. The return of heroic failures. Oh, that. On July 20th, 1979, an armed robber dashed into a little grocery store and told the proprietor, "Give me the money from your till or I will shoot." The owner was perplexed. "Where's your gun?" he asked. There was an awkward silence. Then the robber replied that he didn't actually have a gun, but if the owner gave him any trouble, he'd go out and get one and come back. After a moment, the crook quietly left. Yeah. Oh, Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest is the name of this one. Right on schedule, Dumb. Vernon, British Columbia. Ray Cubhurst entered a drugstore in Vernon and announced that he and his partner would be back in half an hour to rob the place. Employees called the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, who arrested Cubhurst and said Robert Fimnister when they returned as promised. Oh, these two people. Oh, I'm just reading what's been printed. I mean, cops and robbers. Oh, this is my last one on this. Yay! Terry Johnson had no trouble identifying the two men who burglarized her Chicago apartment at 2:30 a.m. August 17, 1981. All she had to do was write down the number of the police badge that one of them was wearing and the identity number on the fender of their squad car. The two officers, Blank Webster, 33, and Bloink Pickens, 32, had actually committed the crime in full uniform while on duty using police department tools. Well, I mean, I guess this is weird stuff. You know, it's funny stuff. Is it kosher? Don't tell the truth. We found this, and it's a conspiracy by the National Insecurity Council. Apparently no one has a monopoly on lying in government. Alright. The charge has been made that the United States has shipped weapons to Iran as ransom payment for the release of American hostages in Lebanon, that the United States undercut its allies and secretly violated American policy against trafficking with terrorists. Those charges are utterly false. Ronald Reagan in '86. CIA spokesperson. The agency does not violate U.S. law. Alright, to tell the truth, this is the name of this. That's kind of ironic. There is no truth whatsoever to the widely circulated suspicions of immoral conduct. Ted Kennedy, referring to the incident at Chappaquiddick. I don't know where that is, but John Wayne? Unclear on the concept. There was no blacklist. That was a lot of horse shit. The only thing our side did that was anywhere near blacklisting was just running a lot of people out of the business. That's John Wayne. Unclear on the concept. Yeah, me too. We are not telling lies or doing any of these disinformation things. Ronald Reagan discussing Iran-Contra. Well. The CIA had nothing to do with the Chilean coup. Nothing to do with the Chilean coup, to the best of my knowledge and belief. Yeah, I know, I'm a little bit out there. And I only put in that qualification in case some madman appears down there who, without instructions, talked to somebody. Yeah, this is Henry Kissinger denying U.S. involvement in the overthrow of Chile's President Allende. Ronald Reagan in 1979 says, 80% of air pollution comes not from chimneys and auto exhaust pipes, but from plants and trees. Don't know if I agree with that one, but I didn't say air pollution. I said oxide of nitrogen. Ronald Reagan, 1980. Oh, here's the familiar one by old Tricky Dicky. Your president is not a crook. So, how about that? Kosher basics. Animal superstitions. A strange dog following you is good luck. A dog howling is a sure sign of death. Oh, wow. If a rooster crows near the door with his face towards it, it is a sure prediction of the arrival of a stranger. Good luck will attend anyone upon whose face a spider falls from the ceiling. Yeah, good luck, but bad luck at that time, eh? Excuse me here. If a cat sneezes, it is a sign of rain. If a cat sneezes 3 times, a cold will run through the family. Family of who? Yours or the cat? I know. Living pigeons cut in half and applied to the feet of a man in fever will cure him. No, but I'll tell you what. Onions taped on the bottom of your feet, not a whole onion, a slice. Tape it on the bottom of your feet in your arch. That will draw out a fever. It'll break the fever. My mother used to do it. God bless her soul. But it worked. I've heard you can also do it with a penny. Never did it with a penny. I don't know if that one's true or not, but I mean, whether or not the onion thing worked, the fever broke within a day and a half. That's all I'm saying. So, never had a chance to find out if it didn't work, because if I had a fever, bam, there goes the onions on the feet. Gotta love mom. Alright, my vision sucks here, fellas and ladies. Living pigeons cut in half and applied to the feet of a man in fever will cure him. Oh, I read that already, didn't I? Yeah. To cure illness in a family, wash the patient and throw the water on a cat. Then drive the cat out of doors and it will take the illness with it. Animal superstitions. Did I read that? That's what this is. I mean, they're intriguing even if you don't believe them. These are very old ones relating to animals. If blind people are kind to ravens, they will learn how to regain their sight. Well, I don't know about that. Oh, if you made it this far, can you like, share, subscribe? Even if you never see me again, subscribe. It's free, can't hurt you. I think I have 8. I'd like to get to 10. 10 would be nice. Then we start to go over again. Alright. If you find a hairy caterpillar, you should throw it over your shoulder for good luck. No. If a dog passes between a couple who are going to be married, much ill luck will result to them. Huh. Mice minced, given to a sufferer, will cure the measles. Huh? Whoa. Dried rat's tails will cure a cold. Yep. Oh, it might cure a cold because the cold's going to get overtaken by the nasty disease you get. Don't even feel the cold. If a white weasel crosses your path, it presages death or misfortune. But if one runs in front of you, you will be able to beat all your enemies. Alright. It's got to be a white weasel, folks. No other kind of weasel. The white weasel. You have the white warrior. Oh. I need more soda. Coke is it. Probably shouldn't have done that. I don't know YouTube enough. I'll probably get... Well, why would I get sued by Coke? Not making anything off the video, and I'm showing their product. When mice swarm into a house, hitherto free from them, free from them, what is this, the hard words now? A member of the household will die. Okay. Hitherto. A house hitherto free from them. I don't know. If the rooster crows at midnight, the angel of death is passing over the house. If the rooster crows at midnight. If a man should kill a glowworm, it will endanger his love affair and may cause the death of his beloved. Don't want to do that. Well, I wonder if there's some strange lawsuits. These days it seems that people sue each other over practically anything. Here are a few real-life examples of unusual legal battles. I'm just going to read a couple of these. I might want to rap with you about stuff. The plaintiff, Blank Lee Brock, an inmate at the Indian Creek Correctional Center in Chesapeake, Virginia. The defendant, Blank Lee Brock, wow, plaintiff and defendant, an inmate at the Indian Creek Correctional Center in Chesapeake, Virginia. The lawsuit, Brock, serving 23 years for grand larceny, sued himself for getting drunk and violating his civil rights. Oh my God, you can violate your own civil rights? I suppose you could, they're yours. Oh, that's hilarious. It ain't done yet. Himself for getting drunk and violating his civil rights. In a handwritten brief, he said, I partook of alcoholic beverages in 1993. As a result, I caused myself to violate my religious beliefs. This was done by my going out and getting arrested. Since Brock is imprisoned and can't work. He asked the state of Virginia to pay him and his family $5 million. Alright, the verdict. The judge acknowledged Brock's innovative approach to civil rights litigation, then dismissed it as ludicrous. I can't even believe it got that far, but to sue yourself. I violated my own civil rights. So you can sue yourself. So that means I would have to give myself $5 million, and if I had that to begin with, just saying. Alright, one more here. The plaintiff, Blank Quinnen, owner of Banner Travel in Santa Rosa, California. The defendant, Pacific Bell. The lawsuit. Pac Bell made a slight error when they listed Quinnen's travel agency to their 88 smart yellow pages. Her ad was supposed to say she specialized in exotic travel. They changed it to erotic travel. Quinnen's business dropped off by more than 50%, and most of the calls she did get were from people genuinely interested in erotic services. Pac Bell said they wouldn't charge Quinnen for the ad. She prepared to sue them for $10 million. The verdict settled quietly out of court. That's cool. Some of these are too long. Here's a short one. Blank Glazer, a San Diego attorney, is the plaintiff. The defendant, City of San Diego. Wow. A city. Alright. A lawsuit. In '95, Glazer attended a Billy Joel Elton John concert. He had to pee, and while he was in the men's room, women started using it because the lines for the women's room were so long. Glazer, angered that a woman used a urinal in front of him, sued for $5.4 million for embarrassment and emotional trauma. The verdict, still pending. I wouldn't give a shit if a broad used a urinal right in front of me. I'd do my thing, zip it up, and I'm on my way. Later, man. Alright. Seedless fruit. Hey. John Carpenter. Alright. Why don't Cheerios sink in milk? Cheerios dough is forced through a die that turns it into a long pasta-like tube. The tube is then sliced and thrown into a pressure chamber that puffs up the pieces. The air gives them their buoyancy. It's kind of like an inner tube, but it's not hollow. Said Blank Newton, General Foods spokesman. Because the cereal is firm textured, it doesn't absorb milk quickly. Oh, here's a funny one. Who weaves the Triscuits in Triscuits? A Triscuit, a tasket, every green basket. Oh, yeah. Alright, how can I read this? I don't want to read about the Triscuits. The Triscuits, the same way I make shredded wheat. Oh, well, of course, yeah. Wheat slightly softened, water steam, goes through a shredder, blah, blah, blah. Looks like fine spaghetti. Oh. How do they get pimentos into stuffed olives? Until 15 years ago, remember this book is old, olives were stuffed with pimentos by hand. It used to be a tedious and very exacting job that was assigned to women because of their smaller hands. Said Blank Perez, purchasing director for Goya Foods. Now a pin resembling a Phillips screwdriver is inserted at one end of the olive to force out the pit. Well, that's why you get that X there. Pimentos that have been molded into a long sheet are cut into silvers? It's supposed to be slivers. And pushed by machine into the olives at a rate of 1,500 a minute. How do they get the pits out of prunes? Probably the same way. Good news for Hitler? I don't think so. Now, the first phone books. Oh, I remember phone pranks. I can't say that because, you know, the guy's name, his name was Raimondo Biggleball. Oh, there's an orb. You can see him good with that blackness back there. Anyway, Raimondo Biggleball, that was his name, and boy did we tear him up with phone calls. I don't remember half the stuff we said, but I mean, I think I was like 13 years old, you know. Sorry about the yawn. My Coke's not doing it. Oh, another one. Used to call up people, random number, and ask, is the light to the right of your house on? You know, who is this? It's a power company. Is the light to the right of your house on? Hold on, let me check. Yeah, what of it? You want to shut it off before you go to bed? And then you stay on the phone a little bit and you hear some really crappy shit, then you hang up. It's funny. I only said that because there's a thing called phone pranks right here. In April 1996, let me see. I don't want this to be the birth of the Simpsons. Okay, phone pranks. There's only one of these, so that's not going to be too bad. In April 1996, some hackers tapped into the main number that directs callers to New York City's 76 police precincts. That's a lot of precincts. And replaced the standard recording with the following message. Hackers did this. You have reached the New York City Police Department. For any real emergencies, dial 911. Anyone else? We're a little busy right now eating some donuts and having coffee. In the background, the New York Post reported a second voice could be heard saying, a big cup of coffee, and masturbating. The recording ended. You can just hold the line. We'll get back to you. We're a little slow, if you know what I mean. Thank you. Well, I guess somebody did do that. Somebody did do that. Speak of the devil. Wow. Oh, the creation of Frankenstein. See, this book's got all kinds of stuff I can read to you and stuff. If you're into it, I mean, I'll probably shorten up the videos maybe, because I don't really like staying in front of long videos, but I guess it's different when you're making one. I want to find something that's Warholisms. Frankenstein, Lucky Finds, Flea Market Treasure. The Find, a copy of the Declaration of Independence printed on the evening of July 4th, 1776. How much? Oh man, only 24 survived. It sold 2.4 million bucks at auction. At auction. Auction. Treasure in the trash. Well, this sounds like another topic. This falls in line with my reselling business. TheDiscountRetailer.com. You can find me there. I own the Discount Retailer LLC, but go to the .com if you want. If you want. Oh. Also on Walmart too. Mercari. Bonanza. I like watching them eBay videos though, some of them, you know. I thought of making one, but since I've been selling for years, and what is this? Siskel and Ebert. Oh, ain't one of them dead? Sonny and Cher. How we remember them. And then how they really were. I scream, you scream. Weird bar sports. Oh. Dwarf tossing. The human barfly. Gerbil racing. Breaking in the dough. What? In 1921? That's when Miss America started? Huh. Oh, 1995. Yes, the year of the toilet. The year of the toilet. Hollywood went into the toilet in 1995. On that, most critics agree. But the fact that this was quite specifically true, that a disproportionate number of scenes took place in bathrooms dealing with bathroom concerns, has been strangely overlooked. Well, ain't that nice. Oh, the origins of Halloween. Woo! Do-do-do. Do-do-do. A food is born. Do-do. Oh, mama. Heineken beer. I'll just read this one to myself. No. I like Coke. And Heineken. Miracle Whip. No. Early in the Great Depression, prepared mayonnaise went from a household staple to an expensive luxury item that few could afford. Kraft began researching ways to make an inexpensive substitute and eventually came up with something made of oil, egg yolks, cooked starch, paste, and seasonings. It had less oil than regular mayonnaise, so it was cheaper to produce but was also harder to make. Kraft invented a new mixer they called the Miracle Whip to give the product its creamy consistency. Then they named the product after the machine. Well, oh, excuse me, how about that? Instant coffee, Crisco. Crisco in the early 1900s. Yeah. I'm sure they make a lot of that now. Myth America. Take me out to the Boru game. Alright. Honestly, Abe Lincoln. A few random thoughts from the 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. It's better to be silent and thought of... Let me start that over. It's better to be silent and thought a fool than speak and remove all doubt. People are just about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Now, there's some truth in that, ladies and gentlemen. There's some truth in that one right there. Got my little light here so I can read this, but... whatever you are, be a good one. Yeah, that's pretty much standard lore. Oof. Getting screen blur. If I were Two-Faced, would I be wearing this one? That's a good question. How many legs does a dog have if you call the tail a leg? 4. Calling a tail a leg doesn't make it a leg. How many legs does a dog have? Oh yeah, right. If both factions or neither shall abuse you, you will probably be right. Beware of being assailed by one and praised by the other. Yes. If you intend to go to work, there is no better place than right where you are. Yeah. Unless you're laying in a gutter. That kind of sucks. A woman is the only thing that I am afraid of that I know will not hurt me. A woman is the only thing that I am afraid of that I know will not hurt me. That's interesting. How long has that light been on? I don't know. The severest justice may not always be the best policy. Okay. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. Now that's a good one right there. The loss of enemies does not compensate for the loss of friends. Amen. If this country cannot be saved without giving up that principle, equality, I would rather be assassinated on this spot than surrender it. Well, you got assassinated some other spot. A fellow once came to me to ask for an appointment as a minister abroad. Finding he could not get that, he came down to some more modest position. When he saw he could not get that, he asked me for an old pair of trousers. It is sometimes well to be humble. Sure. It is said an Eastern monarch once charged his wise men to invent him a sentence, which should be true and appropriate in all times and situations. They presented him the words, and this too shall pass away. Yeah. A universal feeling, whether well or ill-founded, cannot be safely disregarded. No. No. Killing mass transit. No, can't do that. Whoop. Celebrity sweepstakes. Buttonhole a person. To buttonhole a person means to stop a passerby or detain someone. The truth about killer bees. Yep. Dave Barry's Flamin' Toilet. Hey, I'm gonna close this book for now. I want to talk to you guys about something. I probably shouldn't, but, well, maybe people have it. You see, I battled depression. And I have for a long time. Good days, bad days. I know there's a stigma attached to it. Yeah, well, I envy anybody who has never been touched by the evil beast that depression is. It is the evilest thing to have happen to you. I think I was depressed for a long time. Maybe it was underlying. I know my mom was depressed, and she never left the frickin' house. God rest her soul. But, you know, if you're feeling depressed and shit, drop me a comment. Believe me, you're not alone. Anyway, so I do what I gotta do with what the doctors give you, you know? Yeah. And hope for the best. Good days, bad days, you just hope for the best. But it's such an evil thing, and people that never had it, they will never, ever understand it. They will think you're weak in some way. But that's not true. It's not true at all. But I don't know why I went on this tangent. I probably should have made the whole video about this. I might make another one about it, more in depth of what I've gone through and how I'm dealing with it, and maybe you're dealing with it in a different way, a way that can be, throw it in the comments. I mean, you know, you make the best of every day. Now, I have it major. That's what they tell me. Woohoo, I'm the lucky one. So, it's like an endless trying to find what works, if you know what I mean. And it's dark. It's like a constant cloud over your head. Be lucky if you can sleep, right? You all know about that. Anyway, yeah, I had it pretty bad. I went to a therapist and got on some medication, thank God, because I'll tell you what, Every day I got up back then before I got help. Every day I got up, something in my eye. Every day I got up, it seemed it got easier towards the direction of, committing suicide. I mean, it was, I even had a kit. Not funny. I called it the kit. Just a hose with some tape and, go to sleep in your car, right? But no more of that. I'm much better than that. I'm over that. And, well, I'd really like to talk more about it to y'all, but because I know there's somebody out there who's got this ugliness and they're can't talk to anybody. Like my older brother, wouldn't be able to talk to him about it because he wouldn't want to hear it. Good guy though, I love him. Anyway, I'm gonna try to edit this video. I'd like to go on, but I mean, come on, it's been an hour already. No one's gonna sit through an hour unless it's interesting. I mean, that reading of the book, that was some pretty strange stuff. But anyway, leave a comment about what you think about the last topic. I might make a video where that's the whole topic. But I'd like to get some comments going. I'll answer every one of them. Obviously, I make the video, I put it out, then you comment, right? Anyway, share, like, subscribe, that is. And I guess I will see you on the next round. So be well, be safe, love each other, and hang in there, man. Because the sun will get brighter. It will get brighter. Alright, bye.